Oh yeah, brother. Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast, brought to you by BetOnline and the Believe Podcast Network. Oh yeah. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back on for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for the pro and college action this season. With a new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your bonus. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of the all-amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. And now, the Fantasy Underdogs podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast. I have the great Al Bushman. Joining me is Chip and Sporty Jordy. Believe Podcasting Network and also betonline.ag. Make sure you go and welcome bonus today because there's so
gamble quickly. It's almost legal. Hurry.
Yes. Quickly, safely. Don't lose all your money.
Responsibly. That's right.
Exactly. Don't drink and drive as well. Gang, what's going on? It's been a while since we've done a show. We've been places, we've done things, and now we're back to square one, which is a great thing. How is everybody's week and a half off? How goes it? I know a lot of things have been going on in the NFL. Some craziness going on in the NFL.
Scrumptious morsels of wholesome football goodness for us to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Which, I know we're not that type of show, but
I'm scared.
I know. And I know
I'm
you're
already scared now.
I know you put this in the chat, and we'll deviate from this for just a quiet second. Is John Gruden an idiot?
I mean, he's been an idiot.
Okay.
This isn't new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I mean, yeah.
He's a moron.
Yeah.
And he was collateral damage on something that wasn't even involving him.
Yes.
So this is going to go on for like
ever
months, maybe even years now. So there's going to be a ton of collateral damage everywhere in the NFL now because of what has just taken place.
Yeah.
My wife was asking me about like what John Gruden did. I'm like, well, he basically checked off every box on the politically incorrect things to say about anybody,
Yes.
and just blurted it all out on the internets for everybody to see, pretty much. So she goes, "Oh, so he pissed off everybody." I'm like, "Yes,
Everyone. Yep.
everyone." So I just want to get your guys' take on that. We won't go into much of that. That's for the other talking heads to go into. So we've got a good episode for tonight. The Eagles and the Bucks will face off for Thursday Night Football, my team versus Jordan's team. So we will do our who will win and why later on in the show. Chip, you'll be the moderator, see who wins this debate. We do have a bet going on. I think at the end of the show, we'll decide what we'll do for that one as well. We've got QB injuries galore. And also, who do we trust? Who do we not trust? And waiver wire pickups for this week. So I want to get into the quarterback situations all day. And I know, Chip, that we shouldn't give Geno Smith the time of day, but I really want to.
Geno Smith?
Exactly. Well, he gets punched.
Where did he come from?
He came from West Virginia.
I know.
West Virginia quarterback. He likes getting punched in the face by his former teammates when he was on the Jets. But I think this really does impact the Seattle Seahawks a lot because Russ.
Do you think positively or negatively?
Oh, negatively.
They're not. They don't know how to play without him.
Yeah,
they've never had to experience this.
Russ is going to be out for, a few weeks, probably a month or so. I think they're saying he's going to be back, I think, week 8 or 9, maybe 10 with this injury. I mean, his fingers look gnarly. But now Geno Smith, who kind of looked okay when he came in to fill in for Russ the last week. But going forward, does Seattle really have a chance going forward with Geno Smith at the helm? And now Chris Carson is also out with injuries too.
Does anybody think they do?
I don't know. And the thing is, they were in. I mean, those guys were keeping up with the rest of the teams in the NFC West, but now it's almost like a free fall now with all the injuries that they have. So, Jordan, does Geno Smith maybe give them a chance to at least go 500 before Russ comes back, or are they just in trouble altogether?
Who do they play after the Steelers? I think Steelers is a guaranteed loss for them because the Steelers seem to be surging, and Seattle was super consistent. They were doing great, but I have zero faith in this team without Russell Wilson. Who do they play after the Steelers?
And they're also tied with the 49ers for last in the NFC.
Yeah, and the 49ers are in quarterback shambles too, so that's a whole.
All right, so they've got Pittsburgh this week. They're in Pittsburgh, and then next they've got New Orleans at home, Jacksonville, and then a bye week, and then they've got Green Bay at Green Bay.
Yeah, probably
they're in trouble. They're in trouble city. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Geno Smith eventually can kind of get into a groove, maybe after a couple weeks. But Seattle Seahawks, they're a good team because of Russell Wilson. They don't have all of the pieces. We know their O-line has been terrible for a very long time, and you have the magician that's able to do what he does around that. But when you throw someone else into that system, it's not like you're throwing them into a team that's solid where you can kind of make like Taylor Heineke on Washington. It's not a perfect team, but it's a decent system to where he's able to make something happen. Geno Smith, they have good pieces, but it's just not a complete, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. So I think it's going to be really tough for him to make something work.
Yeah. So, DK didn't practice. You have Chris Carson didn't practice. I mean, Steelers defense, they have playmakers on every level. I went out and picked up the Steelers defense in fantasy football as soon as that happened because they were actually out there. So I grabbed them and I was like, here we go. I'm taking them. So yeah, this is unfortunately, Jordy, I think this is a team, like you just said, that's going to be searching for an answer for the next couple of weeks. And we all know quarterback is the most important position.
Yes.
So what do we think?
I know. I saw a lot of conversations about them potentially going out and getting Cam Newton or Nick Foles, but the Russell Wilson injury itself, I saw some reports that were saying he could come back in 3-4 weeks, and which would be right after their bye. And then I saw some where they're bracing for 8 weeks. So I think you play the first 2 games, see what Geno Smith can do, determine where Russell Wilson's kind of heading and get a better gauge of when he can actually come back. And if it's looking more like that 8-week mark and Geno Smith isn't able to do anything, I maybe would go searching for another option. I think Cam Newton would probably be the best one out there. I think he's the one that could find something to work in this system. Yeah. But right now, I just think it's them kind of testing the waters and just figuring out how to not be so terrible.
I'll tell you what, the one quarterback that I am happy about potentially coming back is Tua Tagovailoa. We had some talk. Obviously, he had broken ribs, so we think that he should be or could be coming back. Do you think Miami, and now this is a tough question. El Bushman and I actually have a bet on the Dolphins this year, which I'm probably going to eat $100 because Tua got injured and he's missed these 3 games now.
I can't wait to take your money, by the way.
Do you think Tua, when he comes back, is going to be able to pick up kind of where he left off? I mean, I think the Dolphins were 2-0 or 3-0 before he got injured, or 2-1, I think, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So he's doing well.
He was doing well. I think it might take him. I think there's his first game back. I'm expecting. Is it guaranteed this weekend, or is there just a chance?
I think there's still. We'll know after practice tomorrow if he's definitely going to be better, but it could be 50-50. I think.
I think his first game back is going to be rough. But I think he's going to be able to find his groove quick, and they're going to be okay. I was kind of convinced this team was a guaranteed playoff team, but when you lose Tua and the team is kind of built around suiting Tua, that makes it a little difficult. But I think he's going to be fine towards the end of the season. But I think his first game back is going to be pretty tough.
Chip, they had one win before he went out. They're 1-4, and their first win was the opening day against New England.
Was that the only one they had? Has he been injured that long?
It's the only one they had.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was probably going to end up giving you money anyway. So
I can't wait. Sweet, sweet taste of the money.
Well, hey, we're going to see what happens. There's an extra game.
I know.
So they could still make the playoffs. They're really 1-4, I guess. Yeah.
They're 1-4.
That's what Jacoby Brissett does, ladies and gentlemen. Scary.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's Jacoby Brissett's fault because they tailored this offense to be around Tua. It wasn't to be tailored around Jacoby Brissett. It's, hey, this is our offense. It's supposed to be led by Tua. I've never been sold on Tua. I always thought he'd be RG3 part 2.0. So, and when he comes back, I think it's just going to be another few weeks of misery until he goes down again. With Miami, Miami really needs to ponder the question: should we make that trade for Deshaun Watson and putting in all the farm to get him? So I'm just saying, because if you're really thinking that Tua is your quarterback for the next 5-10 years, it ain't happening. He might not even make 5 years. He might even not even make year 3 or 4 because of the way he keeps going out with injuries like this. That's your hot take.
I've never been more confused. He's just had one injury. He came off an injury when he came out of college.
He had 2 injuries in college.
Spot starts with
This
Fitzpatrick.
really isn't like an injury. Like, this isn't an injury that's going to stay with him. Like, that it's going to heal and he's going to be fine. It's not like if he tore his ACL, if he went out there, like, that's a different story. And I could kind of understand that argument a little bit more, but breaking a couple ribs, they heal. You just need the time. Like, he'll be good.
I just don't see it. I think he's just going to get injured again.
What about Danny Dimes? Did you guys see the hit on the goal line with the Cowboys where he stood up?
He looked like a baby. He looked like a baby deer.
He looked like some of the Friday nights you see some of the kids on spring break trying to walk out of the bar and just completely not knowing what direction. It's like, hey, go to the left, and they go completely to the right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. So, but he's in concussion protocol. Do we think that? I think it was, what is it, Glennon?
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon.
Oh, God.
Which, Kadarius Toney, hey, I picked him up on waivers 2 weeks
segue.
or a week ago.
Yes.
And fruits of my labor, thank God, had him in there, but he's also injured. But do we think Danny Dimes comes back this week or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think he's still concussion.
I'd say they give him one more week.
Yeah. Because, like, let's be real. It's not like the Giants are going to win anyway.
No.
Yeah.
So, at that point, rest him, make sure he's good, and then send him back out when he's 100%.
Saquon's out again with his ankle injury. So, Devontae Booker's going to
be Saquon again, or do you think he's going to consistently have an injury bug?
He's going to consistently be injured. I mean, and honestly, this latest one isn't really his fault because
he got stepped on.
Yeah, but other than that, I think he's never going to be the way he was his rookie year ever again.
No.
Yeah.
Because the injuries that he has they're not rib injuries, dude. They're ACLs and MCLs and ankles. And
if I was New York, and when they're so dysfunctional in that front office, I would seriously consider either trading him or looking in the draft about who can be the successor to Saquon, because it's just not going to be pretty going forward with him staying healthy and trying to
got a lot of money tied up in him, I believe.
Well,
I mean, they could take the $30 million cap hit. Do it.
I feel like there is still someone that would trade for him, though.
I think so. I think you get him healthy first, and then get him have a game or two where he looks good. But
there could be some value there. He just has to be consistently healthy for a season.
I can't believe we're talking about chucking Saquon Barkley right now.
Listen, Chip. I plan ahead. I don't plan for the now. I plan ahead.
Fantasy football is one thing, but real life NFL, where there's salary caps or there's penalties or there's things like that.
Every executive on a team is planning for the future, just in case if something pans out. That they're always looking towards the future, not for the now. Let's look towards the future.
Okay, well, they ain't got no future in the backfield besides Saquon Barkley right now. There ain't no future back there.
Which brings me, good segue, to our next segment, which would be who do you trust, who do you not trust for the waiver wire pickups this week? The Giants have been hit with the injury bug, so a couple of their guys are going down. One of their guys, of course, is Saquon Barkley. Devontae Booker is going to be stepping in today, going to be the starter for this week. Do you trust Devontae Booker to at least be a complimentary fill-in for Saquon while he's out? He had 16 carries on Sunday, the most he's really seen all year, and then he had 42 yards and a touchdown versus the Cowboys.
He looked good, yeah. I mean, he looked good when he was in his outing, but I mean, I think, and the Rams, for some unknown godly reason, have kind of fallen apart. Not fallen apart defensively, but been a little bit easier to run against. So yeah, I mean, I think he's serviceable.
Okay. Another one is Kadarius Toney, which Chip you talked to about.
Tony has done it again. Woo!
10 receptions for 189. He looked fantastic, but of course he is injured, but nothing that's seriously gonna, put him on the sidelines for this week's matchup. Do we trust Kadarius Toney for this week? Obviously, we don't think.
Jordy, you can take that one.
Yeah, Jordan, you take this one because I don't. Danny Dimes is.
And we're unsure about Danny Dimes. Like you said, slight injury. I think I would put more of my money on Booker this weekend, just because, especially if Mike Glennon's in, I feel like they're going to try and run the ball as much as possible because, like, Mike Glennon just isn't great. So, and I just think there's a lot of question marks right now. So I would trust Booker more than I would trust Kadarius Toney.
Okay. And one of the last one is Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out with an MCL injury. He's going to miss a few weeks with a sprained MCL. That's very tragic, for my team because
every running back I have is currently injured and questionable right now.
But
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chase Edmonds, Christian McCaffrey, everybody, all dead.
God. But Darrell Williams is going to fill in for CEH this weekend. He looked good on Sunday night against the Bills defense. He was averaging 5.4 yards on 5 attempts, and he had 3 of 5 targets for another 18 yards receiving. Do you trust Darrell Williams in the backfield for the Chiefs? I know the Chiefs aren't really a run-heavy team, but do you trust Darrell Williams for the Chiefs?
I think he's set up for that offense. I mean, they also have Jerick McKinnon, who I went out and signed just because other running back was already taken. So we're going to see who gets – I bet they'll split it probably 50-50 between both backs, between Williams and McKinnon. We'll just see which one produces better. I think McKinnon might get the lion's share because Kansas City passes a lot, and he's the pass-catching back. So you might see McKinnon in there a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. But I think either of those guys – I don't know if they can operate as a number one, but they'll operate as a 1 and a 1A. While Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out.
Who would you, out of all the 3, who would you trust? I mean, picking up as a waiver fill-in, who would you trust the most?
I think Booker's probably the best one.
Yeah.
I would probably pick up if you had to take a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, because for some reason the Chiefs, they're making me, and like we've talked about it on here before, they're going up against Washington, and Washington's defense, they gave them a couple weeks to try and redeem themselves, but
where'd they go?
They don't exist anymore. That was like, I literally said, I was like, this is going to be the thing that holds them together, but whatever. It's just not there right now. So I think it gives the Chiefs a good chance. But like I said, I just think Booker's going to be the most reliable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is this time. It's Thursday night football. Kickoff is about 30 minutes away. 8:20 is the kickoff. It is against my Buccaneers versus your Eagles, Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the cathedral they call Philly.
That is very true. So
Tom Brady had to bring his lucky hat with him.
Really?
He's nervous.
He has a lucky hat?
Apparently, he posted on Instagram.
Oh, don't forget your lucky hat, Tom.
I want to send Brandon Graham out there on crutches for the coin toss, just to remind him of the Super Bowl. Sketch him out a little bit.
Chip, you're going to be the moderator for this, right?
I will moderate.
Okay.
So we're going to have we'll have 2 angles, obviously, both your takes on why your team is going to win tonight. I want to go ahead and I want to start with the visitors. I'm going to let the home team go last.
Okay.
So, L. Bushman, I'm going to start with you. We know Tom not on the injury report, but does have a little Throingham thumb issue.
Right.
So, take us through why you think the Buccaneers tonight will win in Philly.
Offense, and offense again. The Eagles are giving up almost 25 points per game. Their passing defense is I think third against the pass, but third against the run.
Very good.
The Bucs do like to run the ball, which Leonard Fournette is actually looking pretty good the past couple of weeks. He's been looking like the Leonard Fournette when he was in Jacksonville. But Tom Brady's got so many weapons to choose from. It's just going to make the Eagles defense head spin because are you going to go to Mike Evans? Are you going to go to Chris Godwin? Are you going to go Antonio Brown? Now, of course, Rob Gronkowski is out with his rib injury yet again, but you still have Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. So it's who's going to be the favorite guy for Tom Brady this week. And I mean, listen, I know the Eagles are playing at home, but you got Tom Brady. And he likes to slice up. He likes to slice up the NFC teams, especially the NFC least. But I really want to see how he does against that really, really good Eagles secondary. I mean, they've been proving themselves pretty well. I mean, but it's the Bucs. So offense. On the defensive side, we are totally banged up. There's too many guys in the injury report just to name. We don't have that much time on the show to name all the guys on the injury report right now. But with Jalen Hurts, it's been almost an up and down roller coaster.
All right, you can't talk about Philadelphia. Don't do that.
Okay.
You can stay with Tampa.
But I will leave this. We will get at Jalen Hurts. He is young. We will get after him to make mistakes, and that's how we will win.
All right, ding, ding, ding. There's the Bucs side. All right, Sporty Jordy. Eagles at home coming off a great win against Carolina, building some momentum, as L. Bushman mentioned. Really good pass defense, caused 3 interceptions to Sam Darnold. How do you think the Eagles can topple the Super Bowl champs up in Philly?
I think we needed last week so desperately because, like Evan hinted at, we are dealing with a lot of injuries right now too. Dallas Goedert, COVID, like there's just a lot happening right now. So, but after the week we had last week where our defense, we only had 1 interception before last week, the entire season. So for our defense to step up like that and kind of bring the momentum, once that started happening, that's when the shift changed. And then offense came out there and was able to do enough to get us a win, which was incredible. And yes, the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers and they're Super Bowl champions for a reason. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. But for some reason, especially in our city with everyone behind us, going up against Tom, who we got our first Super Bowl win up against Tom Brady, there's going to be a lot there. It's going to be the momentum and the energy, and that's all Eagles need. Now, this is a very different team than the team that was actually in the Super Bowl. There's like barely anyone left, but I just think this is the game for Jalen Hurts to step up. If Zach Ertz can step up today, because he really hasn't been able to all season, if he can kind of find that momentum and fill those needs and catch a freaking ball when he needs to, it's going to be the little things. It's not going to be easy, but I guarantee think the Eagles cover, and I do think they have a chance to sneak out a win. And if they do, it'll probably be literally by 3 points. But I think we get a little sneaky, even with all the injuries.
Okay.
All right. So, judging, I'll put in the middle right now. I think that both teams, the line right now is at 6.5 or 7. If I was a betting person, I would be taking the Eagles getting the points right now. And my pick, or what I'm going to go with tonight, is Jordy, your pick going to be the Eagles?
Yeah, I'll go with Eagles.
Are you gonna? I was wondering if you're gonna take the Eagles. L. Bushman, you're gonna go with the Buccaneers. I honestly think I want to gain a game on you, Jordy, but I have to be honest. I think Jake Elliott kicks a field goal tonight up in Philadelphia, and they win because Philadelphia has been Philadelphia's offense, and this is the same for fantasy players, has been confusing because you have Dallas Goedert and you have Zach Ertz. Tonight, they'll just have Zach Ertz. He knows the playbook. He'll be able to go. Quez Watkins was able to get involved in the offense, scored a touchdown. You also have more options for Philly. I think Miles Sanders hadn't come on yet, but I'm hoping he gets a little bit more active. And also Tampa Bay, Ryan Jensen starting center was questionable. Levante David also in the injury report. He is not playing tonight. Antoine Winfield Jr. is concussed. He's not playing tonight. You're missing three.
His thumb's a little messed up.
It's taped up, but he's playing.
Tom wasn't even on the injury report. So, I mean, I honestly
I'm trying to find some hope.
I honestly think the games we've watched on Thursday night this entire year have always been great, and they always come down to the last minute. I mean, personally, I am going to lean Philadelphia here. If I was a betting man, I'm definitely taking Philly in the points on our weekly pick'ems. I mean, this is not good for me to say. I want to gain ground on you, Jordy, but I'm probably going to end up taking the Eagles.
Wow.
Just due to the sheer fact that I just think there's just enough stacked against the Bucks tonight where it's going to come down to last minute change and last minute things. And the Eagles passing defense has shown that they can make plays. And they have enough corners and safeties. They have Slay, they have Jones, they have other guys they can put out against Tampa Bay where they still feel like they can cover the field. So
all valid points.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think Leonard Fournette has to be huge tonight. And if he can be huge, then this game, I think we'll get out of sorts. But
wait, and I can sort of agree with that. With all the injuries that we have on the defensive side, this could be like a coming out party for Jalen Hurts. I mean, to light up the Super Bowl champs like that because they're injury ridden right now. I mean, it's his chance, especially on prime time. You can do that right now. But
I think the Bucks are going to try to shade coverage towards Smith, and I think you will see the emergence of the Quez, dude. I think Quez will be out there. Or is it Quiz or Quez?
Quez Watkins.
I thought I was saying it right. Quez. I think Quez tonight is going to go off. And Jalen Hurts, here's your moment, dude. You have had people saying you're inconsistent. You're running around. You don't, dude. Prime time, Thursday night, the lights come on. Show them why you are the guy.
Amen.
Yeah.
We'll see. And just
I was so not expecting that. I'm honored, really.
Well,
I was.
This is close enough, honestly. 7 points to either of these teams right now, and both teams have a ton of injuries. So, yeah. I mean, this is just going to be. This will come down, I think, to fourth quarter, and I honestly believe that you'll know this game is going to have one play that's going to change the tide, and we'll know right then that, that'll be the one moment. We'll be able to look back on our Sunday show and go, we'll all know. We'll point to that one play and go, bam, that was it right there. Yeah. That's when the game went the other way. So,
all right, Jordan, what's our bet? What's our bet going to be?
Should we do what me and Chip did? We would have to buy a t-shirt or something.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Jalen Hurts t-shirt versus Tom Brady t-shirt or just any?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that too because if I can find the one that your coach is wearing, I'll support that if the Bucks lose. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I'm okay with doing that. So
awesome.
Shake good virtual handshake. All right, handshake. Good.
I like that. Okay.
That's a good bet.
That's a good bet. I like it. It's all good. I'm
hyped up. I listened to Dreams and Nightmares all day today, so I'm really.
Chip, do you realize if the Bucks lose, she'll be 2-0 against bets, against me.
You know what though, dude? I honestly think that at the beginning of this year, and I even said it in our season opener, I did not expect I thought the Falcons and Eagles were kind of right there, and I mean that was that blew up in my face. So yeah, she will be 2-0. But now wait a minute, I have to ask a question. Our bet was like even, like no points. Are you giving her? You should give her points, dude. It's the Super Bowl champs, and they're sub 500.
I don't know if I want to get. I don't know if I want.
Oh, you don't want them? Oh, wow.
She doesn't have to take the points on it. She doesn't have to.
Yeah,
wow.
I think I want the Eagles to win straight up.
Oh, okay.
That will, because if we just cover, then I'll still have to be like, all right, well, the Eagles lost. Like it doesn't feel the same.
I would rather have a straight up win than just covering the points. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, betting wise, I'm gonna put money on the Eagles with the points.
Yeah.
But for this, I want to win fair and square.
You want to win straight out? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Jordy, I got to be honest. I picked the Eagles yesterday when I was looking at the game stats and kind of reading through the injury report on the Pro Football on our pick'ems, and I'm like, I'm not gonna touch it, and I'm just gonna let it be there. And then I said I'd do the show, and then after that I'd see how I feel. But I feel good with it. I think I'm gonna let it sit with the Eagles tonight.
When I tell you I worked at the bar all morning, there's like an energy right now, and everyone's just like on this like vibe. Everyone was wearing Eagles stuff today, and like we all just were kind of like happy. And I was like, oh my God, we're literally winning this game. I was like, I can just feel it. It's in the air.
I love the confidence. I love it.
Thank you. We have to clip this off if we get completely blown out. So
that's cool with me. I would love to see that happen. So I'm praying for a blowout win.
The betting line went up from 6.5 to 7, which means people were taking the Eagles. So they felt good about it. And the over-under also went up when obviously some more injuries and things like that came in. So
I think this might be more of a shootout.
I think the over-under was at 53.5, which is one of the highest of the week, I believe.
I'd take the over on that.
Yeah. I think this is going to be like exciting. Like I really hope this is a great game, like back and forth, because like let's be like the first. What would kill the Eagles is the penalties. If we can play smart, we absolutely have a chance, because first half of the game against the Chiefs, we were in it. It was back and forth. And then the penalties started adding up and we were literally just shooting ourselves in the foot. And then that was the downfall. All momentum was gone. If we can hold it together and play smart here, there's a chance.
Yeah, it's actually 52.
Right, it could come down to Jake Elliott.
It's 52.5. And I think the reason why I went with the Eagles is that they went to Carolina against the #1 defense and did just enough to stay in the game throughout the entire game. And then they seized the opportunity to go ahead and they were able to hold off Carolina. So, and the Bucs defense is rated awful right now. So
and I'll give the Eagles. I mean, I'm kind of nervous about this game because when you let Myles Gaskin do what you did last week at home, I was like, if Miami comes in here and puts a ton of points in the Bucs, it's going to be curtains for this game. And I was a little bit, I was a little nervous in the first half, but luckily Brady puts up 5 touchdowns for that game. But I'm a little more nervous with this game because it's just our defense is so just in shambles right now with the injuries. It's, if the Eagles come up with a game plan where, hey, let's just keep going to Richard Sherman's side, we're going to be okay, because Sherman is old and he's just getting burnt and left in the dust in some coverages. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles put up a lot of points against the Bucs defense, because there's so many Swiss cheese holes because guys are out. And that's the nervousness I have, where this game could be won by the Eagles, probably by a field goal, because it's going to be so close.
Yep.
Wow.
It'll be interesting. Well, guys,
I'm so ready.
Dude,
I'm ready too. I can't wait.
To break the drama, I did not get my first win in fantasy.
I'm sorry.
I am still
I did.
0 for the world. But as we discussed before, did make a trade, got rid of Mike Williams, who had another great game, and traded for Calvin Ridley. He's on a bye, and then he comes back. So I think Mike Williams actually popped up in the injury report, so maybe I actually got rid of damaged groceries.
You could.
Yeah.
Which could be good, but the Falcons offense needs to show a little more promise. Kyle Pitts finally exploded. Don't both you guys have him?
I had him.
I don't have him.
I had him and Cordell Patterson on the same team starting both.
So you were good. What's your fantasy team updates? Albusha, what do you got?
I won my first game in my work league, which I was 0-4. So
Congrats.
I'm 1-4 now. Thank you. By a great
Nice.
performance by my team. But I did well in my other leagues. I won in all those. So I'm still
Yes,
you know,
I won in both leagues this week.
there you go.
Jordy, clean sweep.
There you go. I'm yeah. In my other leagues, I won. So I was queen. I lost one for my fantasy team. So they pretty good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
I'm
keep bringing up the rear
3-2
then.
in one and 2 and 3 in the other. So I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm 4-1, 3-2, and then also 1-4. So I'm a little
Yep. I'm over.
But here comes the comeback
Yeah.
for that shitty team. Here comes the
I
comeback.
had on my one team, I had Herbert, Henry, Najee Harris, and Justin Jefferson that all
That is
had
ridiculous.
beautiful games. Yeah.
How many
Literally
points did that team put up? That was like 200. That's
wait. I think like 140.
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Depending upon your scoring, but holy cow.
Hold
I had
on.
the team I had
yeah,
Herbert on.
144.42.
The team I had Herbert on, I had 162 because I had Herbert, Chubb, Najee, Deontay Johnson, Darnell Williams, who's now on COVID list right now,
Yeah.
and CeeDee Lamb. So yeah, I put up 160. It was
Good
nice.
God Almighty.
Yeah.
We love it. We love to see it.
Oh,
Yep. Hopefully next week when we have this, I'll have my first win. I don't know.
I'm praying for you, man. To
Dude.
the fantasy gods, I hope you get your
Please.
first win.
Christian McCaffrey.
I
he
know
needs
you
to
deserve
play.
it.
You do.
Yeah, he needs to play. And Chase Edmonds and everybody that I have on injury I'm the walking wounded. Clyde Edwards-Helaire will not play, but we need some help here. So injury gods, please be nice, be gentle.
Be gentle to Chip.
Yes, be gentle.
Be gentle.
So,
All right, well, let's get ready for the game. This has been another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and also betonline.ag. We will see you guys on Sunday morning for our live NFL Pick'em show. Make sure to smash the follow button on Twitter and IG at the FU Dogs Pod for both, and go subscribe on YouTube and Twitter as well. For myself, Chip, and Jordan,
Falcons.
we'll see you later.
Go Eagles.
She wants to fly.
Fire the cannons.
She wants to fly.
Let's
Eagles fly.
Go.
Fly,
Bucks.
Eagles fly.
Oh,